Okay. Okay, cool. Pepper's Corner. Yesterday's news. West Blue Corridor. Yeah. You asked for something science adjacent, like lab coat or basement stuff. Men who shouldn't be allowed near equipment. That kind of science, right? So, this one is about the man who found a way to accelerate evolution. Which, yeah, long title, but accurate. You know Erick Jensen Anderson? No. That's fine. You know the type, though. 42 in the face, calling himself basically a student, like it's some kind of legal shield. Saying stuff like, the universe rewards boldness, and that everything I'm doing is already being narrated by a calm male voice on public television way, while standing ankle deep in a puddle next to exposed wiring. So, one night he goes, let me tell you how I found a way to fast track the human species. And I'm like, dude, that's not a sentence you casually drop next to a vending machine. But I let him take me down to his setup under the campus anyway. Basement level. Yeah, no, not the cool basement, the old laundry basement. First thing I see, 50-year-old washing machines, dismembered, repurposed, into this tech mashup that absolutely did not look approved by anyone with authority. Which, man, I hate when people do that. Like if you're borrowing parts from a washing machine to build something cosmic, maybe stop. He kept calling them perfect resonant cavities, which, no joke, I didn't know what that meant. Still don't. Bolted to the floor was a dryer door. Just the door, like a window that didn't go anywhere. Hooked up to what he described as life essence sponsor rays from the galaxy's core that would encourage the next draft. I'm not paraphrasing. That's what he said. And in the middle of the room, the glass thing, he called it a dome. It was a glass drum welded to a steel frame, wired into a car battery, a lab transformer, and, for some reason, a washing machine timer dial. Which, yeah. He told me it channels focused cosmic radiation. I said I already get enough of that from bad Wi-Fi. He didn't laugh. I mean, what the fuck? That was solid. Whatever. He said he needed documentation. So I sat on an upside-down laundry cart with a bag of chips and my phone out, doing the lowest effort, bare minimum version of support. Then he stepped into the dome, hoodie on, shoes off, of course, like he was entering a yoga studio, not a homemade god oven. He looked at me and went, very seriously, Pepper, witness the next step. And I said, cool, bro. Is it safe? He did this shrug, the kind that means no, but with confidence. Then he flipped the switch. The light that filled the room didn't pick a color. It wasn't even light, really, just presence. Erick stepped out, reduced, skin kind of see-through, eyes doing that fractal thing where you can tell someone unlocked premium consciousness and is definitely going to mention it forever. He smiled, said, I can hear language under the atoms, matter negotiating. I wrote that down. No idea why. Felt dramatic, pretentious, in an interesting way. He said the air tasted like sadness untold. So I handed him a water bottle, because I don't know, manners. And I figured evolution is probably a dehydrating process. And what the fuck are you supposed to say about the emotions of air anyway? Then, yeah, he went back in. Second run. The washers started rattling, and the dryer door on the floor started clicking. Twice. Then 3 times. Then more. Like something inside wanted out. Erick came out, bones faintly lit under his skin, then said, "Time is layered beyond linear temporality." I tried to be awkwardly funny, in a naive way, and said, "Like lasagna?" Dude stared at me like I'd stepped on his religion, then said, "There's a schedule under the schedule." Which, come on, bro. And you people are calling me unnecessarily poetic? Third run. The drains gurgled. The glass made this tiny sound. The dryer door kept clicking, banging. And then the light hit. Erick came out. Man. Full cosmic fucking jellyfish. Heat haze and nerves shaped into a person. He looked relieved, calm, like he'd finally become the version of himself he'd been practicing in the mirror. Said, very calmly, "Flesh is a slow idea." Then, "I'm leaving the body economy." Which, honestly, sounded like a LinkedIn headline. There was a sound, like rain going upward, and he was gone, straight up through the ceiling. I started crying, then laughed once, then threw up while laugh-crying. Blood flushed from my nose, to my pants, to the floor. A lot. I monetized that. Anyway, later that night, one message came through from his account. "The body is obsolete." Yeah, very him. He loved slogans. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna get a drink. Bye.